Hey guys, it's Jen. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. So today I am taking you along with me to Aldi as I go grocery shopping for the week. And this video is going to be kind of unique because I've never showed you my whole entire process before. But after I get home, I'm going to share with you the groceries that I got. And then I'm going to show you the entire process of putting everything away, stocking my fridge, and prepping all my ingredients. This is going to be an awesome video, so let's get started. Before we get started, we're going to have a quick update from today's video sponsor, who is Upstart. If you guys aren't familiar with Upstart, they are the fast and easy way to pay off your debt with a personal loan, and it's all done online. I know I have been in this situation before. If you're carrying a credit balance month after month, it can feel like you're in a never-ending cycle of debt, but Upstart can help you make that final payment so that you can get ahead. If you dread looking at your credit card statements, you are definitely not alone. Debt can feel crippling, but Upstart can help you on your path to financial freedom. Upstart knows that you're more than just your credit score and is on a mission to expand access to affordable credit, which I think is really important. So whether you want to pay off credit cards or consolidate high interest debt, or even just fund personal expenses, over 500,000 people have used Upstart to get one fixed monthly payment, which is super convenient. Unlike other lenders, Upstart considers your income and your current employment to find you a smarter rate for your loan. It only takes a 5-minute online rate check, and you can see your rate up front for loans between $1,000 to $50,000. And the best part is that you can receive funds as fast as one business day after accepting your loan. To find out how Upstart can lower your monthly payments, you can go to upstart.com/Jen. That's upstart.com/Jen. Don't forget to use my link in the description box below to let them know that I sent you. Loan amounts will be determined based on your credit, income, and certain other information provided to you in your loan application. And I always appreciate when you guys reach out to me and let me know that you tried the services that I feature on my channel. I'm sharing a message right now that I got on Instagram from one of you guys, so thanks for sharing with me. She says, I wanted to let you know I did a debt consolidation with Upstart. Thanks for recommending them, as I would not have known about them otherwise. We were approved and the process was easy and the interest rate was awesome. Thank you. So thank you guys again for sharing with me. Again, if you want to check your rate today, you can go to upstart.com/Jen. Okay, so now we're going to get into the in-store portion of this Aldi video. So look at these adorable pumpkins, ceramic pumpkins for $8.99. They're so pretty. This one's not ceramic, it's like fabric, but oh, they look so pretty. All of the Halloween candy is out as well. And then we've got some Halloween candles. Oh, that smells good. Midnight fog. Interesting. They do have these Halloween pretzels too. I might just get these for us to have at home because Connor really likes pretzels as a snack. Pumpkin pie Pop-Tarts. These are cute. These Rice Krispies. And then they've also got like Halloween cookie kits. Okay, so here's everything that I picked up from Aldi. I tried to basically just get like produce and fresh and like fill-in items because I am trying to use up more of what's in my pantry and freezer. I spent about $160, which I honestly felt like was pretty good for everything that I got because I got some Halloween candy too, and that was pretty expensive. A lot of you have asked me if I feel like grocery prices are going up, and yes, I think they obviously are going up. I feel like you can't get as much for your money anymore, but Aldi is one of those places where I do feel like I can get a good value for my dollar. So I got some pineapple. I'm gonna cut that up and put it in the fridge. I love to use this in my smoothies with ginger, and then we also just have it on hand for like breakfast and snacks and things like that. I've been getting the nectarines from Aldi and they've been really good, so grabbed a bag of those. This week I decided to get red grapes. I've been getting green, but these looked really good this week, so I got those. I got some shredded iceberg lettuce. I love to have this on hand when we have taco night. I also like to put it on wraps and sandwiches and things like that. I really think that the fresh lettuce just makes the taco taste so much better. I got a package of cilantro. I don't have a plan for this, but I always like to have it in my refrigerator because I use it for so many different things and it definitely won't go to waste. I picked up 4 4 greenish bananas, so those will hopefully ripen throughout the weekend and the week. I got some broccoli. I'll probably wash this up and stick it in the fridge, and we'll have it for a side one night with dinner. I was running low on limes, and I always like to keep lemons and limes in my fridge for just like recipes or drinks or anything like that, so got a bag of those. I normally get the seedless cucumbers or the English cucumbers, but they were out of those, so I just got one of the regular ones, and then I got the 3-pack bell peppers. I'll cut those up and we'll have those just like with dip and hummus and things like that. I got a container of blueberries, 1 container of tomatoes, and then I got 2 pounds of strawberries, which I'll wash up and we'll have throughout the next couple days. So we're out of sour cream, so I went ahead and got a container of that just for like any tacos or baked potatoes or anything that we'll have throughout the upcoming week. I got a 32-ounce container of vanilla yogurt. So they had this kind, and then they also had vanilla Greek yogurt. This one actually had less added sugar, so I went ahead and went with this one. I think I'm gonna make some fruit dip out of this. I showed you guys last week where I made a fruit dip with vanilla yogurt and peanut butter and a little bit of cinnamon, and it's really good with apples dipped in it, so I'll probably do that again. I thought this was cool too. They had this pumpkin spice whipped topping, and it's actually coconut whipped topping, so it's non-dairy. I've been trying to limit my dairy, and I don't always do the best like when it comes to yogurt, and I do eat some cheese once in a while, but I have been doing really well with not having dairy in my coffee. And this one actually only has 1 gram of added sugar, so I thought that was pretty good to have like an at-home pumpkin spice coffee or something like that. I also have, which I'll show you guys, I have a pumpkin spice nut pods in my fridge, which if you ever can find this, it's delicious. I would definitely recommend it. Okay, I got 2 blocks of cheese, 1 Colby Jack and 1 sharp cheddar. I think I'm going to make some like little snack packs with cheese cubes and some turkey sausage, and then I also got some string cheese because I have some turkey pepperoni in the fridge, so I might try to do some regular cheese with the turkey sticks and then some turkey pepperoni with the string cheese. We'll see what I come up with. I did get some of the free range eggs. I'm probably gonna make some hard-boiled eggs just to have on hand for breakfast. Connor really likes to have those. And then I was excited to see the Siggy's yogurt. This is really good if you like Greek style yogurt. This is actually Icelandic style yogurt, but the vanilla is really good. And then they also had the mixed berry, which I got 1 of those, and I got 3 vanilla. I've mostly been eating dairy free. However, Greek yogurt, like thick yogurt, doesn't actually have a ton of lactose in it, and dairy doesn't really bother me anyway. I just know that when I eat a lot of cheese, it's like a source of excess calories for me. So I do have yogurt and like a grain-free granola and fruit every once in a while for breakfast. This doesn't expire until November, and I was excited that they had it at Aldi, so definitely check that out if you like that kind of yogurt. I know that I've bought this at Hy-Vee before, and it's way more expensive. I got some sliced sharp cheddar cheese. This is what I use like on Adam's and Connor's and Kira's sandwiches when I send them to school. They had the thick cut gourmet bacon on sale. This was, I believe it was $6.99, which I know is a little bit pricey, but it's honestly really good quality bacon, and we probably won't have this right away, so I might stick it in the freezer, but I thought maybe we could do BLTs at some point coming up. I grabbed a couple of these Lunchable things. These are the Never Any. They're turkey cheese, and then they have like these little Teddy Grahams in them. Kira really likes to have these as like an after school snack, or sometimes she'll take them for lunch, so I grabbed those. Okay, so I got these mini bagels because I wanted them for a recipe video that I'm working on, but I guess I didn't realize they were so big. I feel like, yes, they're mini bagels, but they're like kind of large for mini bagels, so I don't know. We'll have to see if those will work. At either rate, you know, the kids will eat them at some point. If they don't eat them, by the time they start to go bad, I'll put them in the freezer and we'll eat them. But I wanted to find actually whole wheat mini bagels. I cannot find them anywhere in my town. I looked on the Walmart app. I went to Hy-Vee. I don't know. I'm sure there are wheat mini bagels somewhere. If you guys know of a brand, let me know. I might have to figure out something else for that recipe because my plan was to make like a healthier version of something, and since these are so large and they're just like plain white bagels, I don't really think that's gonna work out. So anyway, we'll see, but I got those. I was actually in a hurry tonight because I only had half an hour before the store closed, and I didn't want to stay in there past the time because I know that like people who work there obviously want to leave and go home, so I was kind of in a hurry. Okay, so we've never tried these before, but these are the Brioche Hot Dog Buns. I actually wanted to just get regular buns because, I don't know, I guess they're not that high in calories, 150 calories. I don't know what that's like compared to a regular bun, but we've never had these before. I do have a package of hot dogs in the refrigerator, so I thought we might like grill hot dogs this weekend, I'm not sure, and get those used up. So I got a package of these. We have tried the brioche like hamburger buns before for chicken sandwiches, and they are really good. I got this to make something fun for the kids. It's a Halloween pasta macaroni. tiny spiders in there and pumpkins and little bats. I don't know, I just thought it was really fun to make something fun for Halloween. We were all out of chocolate syrup, and normally I just get Hershey's syrup. We like honestly hardly ever use it, like maybe every once in a while if we have ice cream sundaes, which isn't very often. So this will probably last us like, I don't know, 6 months in the fridge. Does this go bad? Like I feel like sometimes we leave condiments in our fridge and it's like, is that still good? I don't know, I guess so. But yeah, I got that since we were all out. And then I got some olives. We have been out of these for a while, and I like to have these on salads and then just for snacking. The kids were out of applesauce. I always get them the no sugar added applesauce. It's not hard to find sugar-free applesauce, but you kind of have to like look for it. So this is a Simply Nature brand. It's the cinnamon flavored and it doesn't have any added sugar. So I got that. I got some of the Danimal Smoothies. Connor really likes these, and these are the Halloween ones in the orange flavor. Last week they had these mini bags of Cheez-Its at Aldi, but I didn't see those this week. So I went ahead and got the little cheese crackers just for the kids to take in their backpack for school. And then I got these a couple weeks ago also. These are the Snap Pickles. They come in the bags. You keep them in the fridge. I actually really like these as a snack also. It's something that I can eat and they don't get stuck in my braces. Hallelujah. So I've actually been taking these along with like some turkey sticks and some nuts for a snack when I take Connor to soccer practice for 2 hours on like whatever night that is. And then he's been taking them too in his lunches. Okay, so I thought I would give the Aldi lemon flavored sparkling water a try. I really like the LaCroix limoncello flavored sparkling water. They had some LaCroix there, but they didn't have that flavor. And I think the LaCroix was like $2 more per package than this was. So I just decided to try this. It's the Bellevue lemon sparkling water. So hopefully that's good. This is really good. The kids liked this. This is like a juice-based Gatorade, but it doesn't have any added sugar in it. So I got one of the berry lemonade and one of the apple raspberry. I would recommend this if you have kids that like Gatorade, but you don't like all the sugar. Okay, so obviously this is a seasonal item. These are the pumpkin spice waffles. So I thought we would give those a try. Those are always a good breakfast item. And then I got some of the bagel pizzas. I think, isn't the brand name of these called like Bagel Bites? I don't know. I got these a couple weeks ago and the kids really love them. This is the recipe that I'm like attempting to make healthier, but now that I'm looking at like the nutrition count on this versus the bagels, like I don't know how I'm gonna make that work. I'm gonna think about that. But anyway, these are good for like a quick after school snack or something like that. So I got a box of those. I would recommend these if you normally get the Bagel Bites. I think obviously they're a generic version, but they're just as good. I got a bag of the 24 pack of these Snyder's pretzels. We might use some of these for trick or treat, but other than that, these are just nice to have in the pantry for snacks. For trick or treat candy, I got a bag of Smarties. A bag of this mix is like chocolate, so it's like Reese's, Hershey's, Milk Duds, etc. And then this one is more like gummy candy, so like Swedish Fish and Sour Patch Kids. I want to say like these two bags together were like $30, which is like how expensive candy is, but I still thought I did, pretty good with all the stuff that I got. I did pick up 2 of these pumpkins just because I thought they were so pretty. I could not resist. I'm going to be decorating for fall probably within maybe this weekend or next weekend. I'm not sure, but this teal pumpkin was really pretty. I don't have one like that, and I thought it was a good price. And then this one is really pretty too. I normally put like pumpkins on my mantle. I don't think these will fit because they're a little big, but I normally decorate like my bookcases and stuff like that too. So I'll find space for them. I got some Febreze Air Freshener. We were out of that in one of our bathrooms, so I got a replacement. And then I got a couple of these for the kids. These are just like the icebreakers, like sours. So I got one strawberry and one, this one's watermelon. Oh no, this one is like strawberry, mixed berry, cherry, watermelon, green apple, tangerine. So they can choose which ones they want. Okay, so now I'm gonna get started. We're gonna prep some of this produce, put everything away, clean out the fridge. Boom. Okay, so one of the first things I do when I get everything home from the grocery store is to remove as much packaging as I can. I cannot stand having all of these like boxes and different things taking up space in my refrigerator and freezer and pantry, and so I remove as many things as possible from the boxes and I will recycle those. I have this gray bin here and all of our like freezer pops were a little bit disorganized, so I decided to organize those all in there. I've been buying a lot of like the healthier ice cream options from Thrive Market, and the top drawer of the freezer was just kind of a mess, so I wanted to get those organized. Next, I have this fridge bin that I put our soda and our sparkling water in, so I'm getting that loaded up. And then I have 2 plastic bins that I store usually like yogurt and applesauce in one, and then in the other one I store my citrus fruit. I did a refrigerator organization. It's probably been almost 6 months now, and I've really been liking these different bins and containers containers to keep my stuff in. It helps keep the refrigerator organized. I think the downside is that it does take up a little more room in the fridge, but overall it does help keep everything looking more neat. I'm also going to wash up all or most of my produce. I try to do that as soon as I get home from the store, just because I know that if it sits in there unwashed, it's not going to get eaten. So right now I'm just washing my strawberries. I soak those in my salad spinner with a little bit of white vinegar, and I always get questions, do the strawberries taste like vinegar? No, they do not. Just make sure that you rinse them off really thoroughly when you are done soaking them. It does help to remove and loosen some of that dirt that may be on the fruits and vegetables. And of course, I am using my salad spinner because that is my number one tool when prepping produce in the kitchen. I'll link the one that I have down below, as well as any of the other bins or things that I used in this video. Next, I am going to hard boil some eggs. These eggs that I'm putting in the pot now were actually some leftover from last week, and I've always heard that old eggs peel best. So I'm going to go ahead and get those on the stove to boil, and then I'm going to take my fresh eggs that I got today at the store and load up my container with those. I believe I got this egg holder from Amazon as well. One tip I have is definitely do not put this in the dishwasher. Any of these fridge bins, they do seem like they would be sturdy enough to hold up in the dishwasher, but I can tell you from experience, they do not. In fact, I have melted and warped a few of them. So I have this container here. This is like a Sistema, like larger, taller container, and I'm going to cut up my strawberries and put them in there. I put a paper towel in the bottom just to kind of help absorb any of the extra liquid that might come out of the strawberries. Strawberries usually will only last for maybe about 3 days max in the fridge, and then they start to kind of go south. So definitely try and get them eaten within that time frame. If you don't, you can just throw them in the freezer and then use them in smoothies. Another thing that you can do with strawberries if they're about to go bad is throw them in a pot with like a little bit of Splenda or sugar, and then you can cook and mash them up a little bit and make your own strawberry syrup. You can cool that, and it's really good on either ice cream or angel food cake or with strawberry shortcake or something like that. Next up, I'm going to get my blueberries washed. So I do the same thing for these, just soak them in some really cold vinegar water in the salad spinner, and then I make sure I rinse them off really well before I store them in the refrigerator. So I'm actually making my eggs on the stovetop today. How I do that is I just bring the eggs to a boil, and then I actually turn the heat off, and then I set the timer for 15 minutes, and then I just let them sit until they are cooked through, and then we'll put them in some ice water. So I'm super excited to show you guys this new kind of like strainer spinner that I picked up on Amazon. I'll link it down below. I think that it's super cool. Right now I'm just washing up some mushrooms. I actually got these in a meal kit box, and I didn't want them to kind of go bad or go south before we can get a chance to use them. Adam really likes mushrooms. He's really kind of the only one that does in our house. And so what I figured I would do is rinse these off and then chop them up with some other veggies, and then he could use them for an omelet, or I could use them when I make an omelet for him throughout the week. So here's the cool part. You guys see how this turns from a strainer into a spinner? How cool is that? You basically just push down on the top and it spins all of the water out. This worked really great on the mushrooms. I've also used it on like blueberries. It's not like a high capacity strainer, so you couldn't fit a whole lot in there, but it is a really cool product. Okay, so here are my blueberries. After I let those drain for a little bit, I'm going to put these in one of those Rubbermaid produce keepers, which is one of my favorite ways to keep my produce from going bad in the refrigerator. Next up, I'm going to start chopping up my veggies. So I'm going to go ahead and chop up one orange bell pepper along with some scallions that I had in the refrigerator and some mushrooms. And this is just going to all go into a Ziploc bag. And like I said, I will probably end up using it to make omelets for Adam this weekend. We actually have a soccer tournament this weekend, but I don't think we have any super early mornings. So we still should be able to have some breakfast at home before we go. Thank you guys to whoever gave me the tip of using like a damp paper towel under these flexible cutting boards. It definitely helps a lot. I knew that trick, but for some reason I just forgot about it, but I have been using it and it works out really well. Sometimes I just like to chop over here instead of on my butcher block, especially when I bring all of my groceries home. My butcher block is usually taken up with all of the groceries that I just got back. But I have to tell you guys, I have never like really kept track of the amount of time that it takes to like put away and process everything. And I did this on an evening actually after I got Connor home from soccer practice. So by the time I went to Aldi, it was like 7:30. And so by the time I got home and got everything laid out, it was probably close to 8:30. And I didn't go upstairs to go to bed until 11. So I mean, a good 2 hours, I would say. I didn't really take any breaks in there. Was spent, processing all of this produce, getting everything put away. Obviously, I wasn't rushing, so, I probably could have got things done faster, but I don't know. It's just always shocking to me how long stuff takes. And I am notorious for thinking like, oh, this isn't going to take very long. And then actually ends up taking quite a while. Who else is with me there? Okay, so I've got a Ziploc bag here and I've got my peppers and my onions in that. So I'm just going to add the mushrooms and then get those into the refrigerator for use throughout the week. I wouldn't say this would probably last more than 2 or 3 days in the fridge, but this is also a tip if you are making stir fry during the week to pre-chop all of your veggies and put them in the fridge. It makes it super easy to cook dinner then when you are ready to do that. Okay, so I have a huge bowl of ice here and I'm going to take my eggs out of the hot water. They've sat in there with the burner off for 15 minutes and place them on top of the ice. I always make sure to add a ton of ice to the bowl and then I'll go ahead and put water on top of that. But I let these eggs sit in the water until they are completely cool. One of the things I've noticed sometimes when I'm making eggs in the Instant Pot is that they get green around the yolk, and when I make them this way on the stove, they do not. Okay, so next up is grapes. Picking grapes off the stems is like one of the banes of my existence. I always try to, make sure that I have tons of fresh fruit and veggies in my refrigerator for us to eat throughout the week. And obviously my kids love snacking on it and taking it in their lunch, but it takes so much time to process all of this produce. And I always feel like pre-washed grapes is something that I would never purchase. I mean, I have purchased like fruit trays and stuff like that before, obviously to save time. And sometimes I think that's a consideration that we have to take into account, because especially if you have kids that are in activities and you're working like me and you're doing all kinds of stuff, it's just like, I enjoy spending time in my kitchen, but sometimes I feel like you have to pay for that little bit of convenience. So anyway, I'm gonna get these into my salad spinner and then soak them in the cold water. Okay, so you can see my eggs over there still sitting in the ice water. I'm just gonna run some cold water on top of these grapes in my salad spinner and pour on some white vinegar. Grapes are really dirty if you've never washed them this way before. I prefer to take them off the stems first and then wash them because I think it gets off more of the dirt that way. Just make sure that when you are done soaking them that you rinse them really well. So I got this large square container that I found in my pantry, or my cupboard rather. I haven't used it in a long time, but it was a perfect shape and size for all of these grapes, and I did put a paper towel in the bottom. Okay, so next up, I'm gonna work on peeling my hard-boiled eggs. I do have to say most of these peeled pretty easily. I did have a couple that gave me a little bit of trouble, but I feel like that's always normal. I would take any of your tips on peeling hard-boiled eggs. I know that some people use like the Dash egg cooker, some people use the Instant Pot. I've used the Instant Pot a lot, and I normally use the 5-5-5 method where you put them in the Instant Pot for 5 minutes on high pressure. You do a 5-minute natural pressure release and then 5 minutes in ice water. I normally soak them for more than 5 minutes, but every time I've made them recently in the Instant Pot, I've had some of the eggs like blow up. The yolks are green around the middle. It just hasn't been like the best experience. I don't know. Maybe I need a new Instant Pot. My Instant Pot is probably 5 years old at this point. I feel like maybe I shouldn't need a new one, but anyway, I don't know. I've just had trouble peeling them and cooking them in the Instant Pot, but every time I cook them on the stove like this, they mostly turn out perfectly. I just have a little bit of trouble peeling them sometimes. Do you guys use vinegar in the water? I feel like I've heard that before. If you put vinegar in the boiling water that it helps peel them. I don't know if that's a myth or not. Also, my apron in this video, I know I'm going to get questioned on that. I love this apron. It has rainbows on it. I actually got it from Anthropology when I was in Madison, I think it was, but they do have it online, so I'll be sure and link it down below. So I have this tall kind of container here that I'm going to put my hard-boiled eggs in. I do prefer to get them peeled before I store them in the fridge, just because I think it's easier to eat them that way. Then I can make them into deviled eggs, or Connor really likes these for breakfast, just cut in half and sprinkled with a little bit of salt. Okay, so now that my bins are clean and dry, I'm going to work on filling those back up. So I'm just taking those limes that I got from the store and adding them into the container with the lemons. I also added some clementines I had. And then for the bin that goes on top of that, since these are stackable, I'm going to go ahead and put all of the yogurt in there. I did have some couple containers from last week too that I left in there. And then all of this applesauce, I didn't think it was going to fit in there, but it actually fit perfectly. And this is that applesauce pouches that I got. So got those in there. Here is the finished product. I love it when everything is organized like this. My kids will still tell me that there is nothing to eat, you know, but that's just how it goes. Okay, so now I'm going to start removing some more of the packaging. So these Snap Pickles always come in a cardboard box. I do recycle all of the packaging. So if it seems like there's a lot of waste, I feel like there is. I feel like in America, we have so much packaging waste, especially at the grocery store, but we do have curbside recycling where I live, which is awesome. So I do make sure and recycle everything that I can. I'm going to go ahead and soak my cucumbers, tomatoes, and peppers while I am removing the rest of the cardboard. This particular package of like cheese crackers comes in a container that is able to be stored in the pantry. So that is nice. And then I'm just going to stack up all of my cardboard and put it out in the recycling bin in the garage, along with all of the plastic that I can recycle. So yes, reduce, reuse, recycle, just like any good 90s kid, right? Okay, so the last thing that I'm going to work on is just kind of making some meat and cheese packs from these turkey sticks. And then I'm also going to use some of the cheese that I got at Aldi. I wanted to get some more done and like clean out my fridge and show you guys what it ended up looking like, but I just ran out of steam. Like honestly, I was just over it. Maybe I'm doing too much. I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to take these turkey sticks and I am just cutting them into small pieces. And what I'm going to do is just pair these with some Colby Jack cheese and put them into some small snack size Ziploc bags. So these are kind of like the DIY, what are those like Sargento, like balanced breaks or whatever that come with like the cheese and the nuts and everything. But these actually have like a lot more in them. And I feel like then you can kind of control which ingredients you use, like if you like the turkey sticks instead of the beef sticks like we do, and they're a lot cheaper anyway. I think this pack of turkey sticks is like $3 at Aldi and the cheese is like maybe $1.69 or something like that. So I ended up getting 5 packs I think out of this. I could have gotten 6 if I would have portioned a little bit better, but honestly for the cheese and the meat, that's like way less than $1 a pack, plus the ingredients are fresh. So would definitely recommend that if you have time. Okay, so I'm just getting everything bagged up into my little snack size Ziploc bags, and here is the finished product. So cute. I'm going to put those in the fridge, and the last thing that I'm going to do is just get my tomatoes into one of my Rubbermaid produce keepers, and that is going to wrap it up for today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed seeing my process from the grocery shopping to all of the food and ingredient prep. Don't forget to check out Upstart. I'll have their link in the description box below, upstart.com/Jen. Thanks as always for your support. Bye.